Hey everybody, welcome to the Land of the Lost quiz for the second DVD collection. I'm Wesley Eure, aka Will Marshall. Remember, run Holly, run, there's a dinosaur, my entire performance. So if you forgot me, that's who I am. Anyway, this is kind of like an old job for me. You know, I hosted Finders Keepers on Nickelodeon as a game show, and so I feel right at home here. All right, you got your thinking hats on? Here we go. Let's start with the first question. How many Sleestaks actually existed in the Land of the Lost? Was it 25? Answer number 2 is 147. Answer number 3 is 3. And answer number 4, over 7,000. Ding, 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 ding. That's right. Number 3 is the correct answer, and that's number 3. You see, on Land of the Lost, clever editing made it look like there were lots and lots of Sleestaks, but in reality, we only had 3 Sleestak outfits. I mean, after all, it was Sid Marty Krofft. Not a lot of money, you know how it is. Remember John Lambier, Detroit Pistons, one of the Sleestaks? Yeah, see? You're remembering all these things, huh? Anyway, so in Land of the Lost, because there are only 3 outfits, only 3 Sleestaks ever appear in the same scene. You can check it out for yourself on the DVD. Let's move on to question number 2. In the episode Fair Trade, what do Will and Holly use as bait to catch a wild pig? Is it 1, strawberries, 2, giant carrots, 3, ta, 4, sa? The correct answer is 3, ta. Now, I'd like to read exactly what the writers wrote. Are you ready for this? Though pakuni are not generally known as delicious, paku chops are pretty tasty. Oh, geez, can you imagine eating a pakuni? I mean, imagine the hairballs alone. Oh, gosh. All right. Let's move on to question number 3. What system of communication over long distances did the Marshalls use? Was it 1, light crystals, 2, weather crystals, 3, Billy crystals, 4, mirrors? That's right. Number 4 is the correct answer. It's mirrors. Each one of us got to wear this little mirror around our neck. We should stand on a high bluff or a cave or someplace and signal each other with the sun reflecting off. Now, in the answers, the writer said we used the Morse code. We weren't that smart. And also, if you watch the second episode, we just commented on a show called The Longest Day. And the truth is, we had a pendant where we could actually see and hear each other. So mirrors is sort of right, but not totally correct. All right, let's move on. Question number 4. In the episode Tar Pit, what does Chaka paint on the side of a large rock? 1, a warning about Sleestak. 2, a portrait of Ta. 3, a portrait of Sa. Or 4, erotic pakuni art. Good going. Correct answer was 2, a portrait of Ta. That's right. Chaka painted a portrait of his father. Isn't that sweet, huh? Now, of course, I never painted a portrait of Rick Marshall. I really wasn't that interested, to be honest. Maybe a pakuni here and there, a Sleestak, a dinosaur, I don't know. So we're going to move on to question number 5. What high school did Rick Marshall, my dad, attend? Was it 1, Fillmore High, 2, Jefferson High, 3, Beechwood High, and 4, Bluff High? I don't know how you got that right, but you got it right. The answer is number 1, Fillmore High. I would never get it right. In the episode The Czarn, Rick Marshall mentions that he attended Fillmore High. Good going. I'm impressed if you got that one. All right, let's move on. Question number 6. In the episode, one of our pylons is missing. What does not fall into the mysterious pit? Is it 1, a picnic basket, 2, Chaka, 3, a dinosaur, 4, Ta and Sa? Good going. The answer was number 4. It was Ta and Sa. Because in this episode, Holly, Chaka, his basket, and a dinosaur all fall into the pit. Now, luckily for them, my dad, myself are there to save them before the giant heart can swallow them up. You see, I don't remember the heart, but the guys here had to tell me, remind me what the episode was. So what I have to do is actually have to go and watch that episode now. So, all right, that's what I'm going to go do. Because I don't remember, they said laser beam shootout. We use our little mirrors, remember, back in the answer above, to reflect something or another. I don't remember, you see. It's been a long time ago. I'm an old person. It's been 30 years. All right, we're going to move on to question number 7. In the episode The Test, what items does Chaka have to steal as a Pakuni rite of passage? As his Pakuni rite of passage. Is it 1, a dinosaur egg, 2, Rick's lighter, 3, Holly's jacket, or 4, 3 weather crystals? Good going. Answer was number 1, a dinosaur egg. Okay, pretty simple, right? So for Chaka to prove that he was brave and could pass on into Pakuni adulthood, he had to steal a dinosaur egg from Big Alice. Now, here's a little side question. Why do we call her Big Alice? Dun, dun, dun. You're right, because she was an Allosaurus. All right, pretty fun. All right, let's move on to question number 8. In the episode Gravity Storm, what is the name of Zarn's robotic servant? Zarn's robotic servant. Is it 1, Hyman Stockfish? Hyman Stockfish. I didn't write this. Do not blame me, okay? Number 2, Fred. 3, Phil. 4, Baleen. Hyman Stockfish? Oh. Good going. The answer was number 2, Fred. See, I would have missed that. I would have said Baleen because I don't even remember it. This was really nasty because, see, in that episode, Zarn sends his robotic friend Fred to kill myself and my dad off. But as we're climbing to higher ground, lightning suddenly strikes, zzz, and the robot's a goner. All right, we're moving on. Question number 9. What happens to the character, the Zarn, when people around him get too angry or excited? What happens to Zarn? Is it 1, he blows up, 2, he turns red, 3, he becomes a she. Oh, jeez, I did not write this. 4, he dies. All right, the correct answer is number 2. He turns red. That's right, when Zarn is surrounded by strong emotion, he starts flashing red with pain. Good going. All right, let's move on to question number 10. In the episode The Longest Day, what do the Sleestacks hunt? Is it 1, the Marshalls, 2, a dinosaur, 3, Enoch, or 4, an Altrusian moth? Good going. The correct answer was 4, an Altrusian moth. Well, actually, the sacred Altrusian moth. Because at the end of the episode, the sleek stacks come with us with a giant net, but then they sort of pass on by in the night searching for the Altrusian moth. Because my dad, if you saw the episode, he did a nice favor for the sleek stacks. He made it night again. So the sleek stacks can't hunt in the day, so now they're all happy in the moths. They eat and everything's going to be fine. Of course, the next episode, they're attacking us again. Go figure, I don't understand this. Anyway, moving on to question number 11. Where do the sleek stacks meet to make important decisions? Where do they meet to make important decisions? Is it 1, a pylon, 2, low bluff, 3, the Library of Skulls, or 4, the catacombs? Good going. Correct answer was 3, the Library of Skulls. Remember, that's the place where all those skulls of the dead sleek stacks and their ancestors, Enoch's time, give them the answers. Pretty cool place, wasn't it? All right, let's move on. Question number 12. In the episode, The Pylon Express, what comes out of a pylon after Ta throws some vegetables inside? Is it 1, water, 2, Ta's mirror image Ott, 3, a shopping cart and groceries, 4, an apple pie? Good going. Add a person. See, I can't say add a boy or girl because that's not politically correct. Of course, in the 70s when we shot Land of the Lost, I could go, hey, add a babe. But no, you see, I'd get letters and emails and all that stuff, so I had to do this. But it was a shopping cart and groceries. You see, when Pakunis threw vegetables in a certain pylon, and of course, all the 3 moons lit up, then they were rewarded with all kinds of food pouring out of that pylon. Now, how they got a shopping cart and the concept of a shopping cart, I'll never know. I just think Sid and Marty Krofft were, well, who knows what they were doing that day. All right, moving on to question 13. Here it is. What song did Chaka eventually learn to play on the recorder? Remember the recorder, that long sort of handmade pipe, which I, of course, made very well, didn't I? I actually made it in tune. Unbelievable. Of course, the third years, you'll hear that I sing very well, too, with my 4-string guitar, and you hear a full orchestra. Land of the Lost is such a magical place. All right. What song did he learn to play? Was it 1, Stairway to Altrusia, 2, Rockabye Baby, 3, Happy Birthday, or 4, Knockin' on Enoch's Door? You got it. Correct answer was number 2, Rockabye Baby. I'll tell you what, Chaka was pretty annoying with that recorder. Finally, at the end of the episode, he finally learns this song, sort of a rousing rendition of Rockabye Baby. Rousing rendition. Well, check it out for yourself. You know, just go back and play that episode. It'll probably put you to sleep. No, I'm just joking, of course. I'm not joking. All right, moving on. Question number 14. What derogatory term do the sleek stacks use to refer to Enoch? What derogatory term do they use? Is it 1, midget, 2, dwarf, 3, see, all of these are politically incorrect, 3, brownie, 4, weenick. That's W-E-E-N-I-K, weenick. Good going. Correct answer was number 2, you politically incorrect players. Dwarf. Of course, we like to call them little people. Thank you, Billy Barty, who started the Little People Association. Billy Barty was was one of the greatest performers in my eyes, a costume player. Of course, he played Sigmund and Sigmund the Sea Monster, and he played a lot of the costume characters. And we were so fortunate on Land of the Lost to have some of the best performers that were our little people, or smaller people who played Ta and Sa, some of our costume characters. But without the little people's performance, Sid and Marty Krofft wouldn't have been what they are today. I mean, we really owe a great deal of thanks to those actors and performers who gave life to these inanimate costumes and brought all that personality. And imagine the heat. I mean, it was so hot in there. So I just want to thank, on behalf of all of us, Sid and Marty Krofft, all of those performers who performed for us. You did a great job. If you have nothing to do, please come to my house. We'll have a barbecue, because I'm not working these days, and please bring something to drink. All right, we're going to move on to question number 15. What do Will and Holly name Big Alice's baby dinosaur? You know what? I think this is the only dinosaur I got to name, because Holly, of course, she got to name them all, Dopey and all the others. So this was the name that I think, I'm not quite sure, so you have to go back and look at the episodes, but I think that I got to name this dinosaur. Was it 1, Little Alice, 2, Allie, 3, Junior, or 4, Elizabeth K. Ibi Nagiri Peanut? That's right, number 3, Junior. Okay, I named him. I didn't say I was clever. Pretty boring, wasn't it? I could have thought something like Ali Talali or something. I really don't know. Because, you know, the Elizabeth K. Ibi Nagiri Peanut, now that sounded very Pakuni-ish, right? That's the name of the dog by Sophia Fields. She's the DVD producer for this whole DVD set. She threw in her dog's name, and they made me say it. Thank God they're not paying me. Otherwise, I'd tell you what I really think. Here we go. Number 16, let's move on. Holly is notorious for baking something that makes Will, that's me, sick. What is it? What does she bake that makes me sick in the show all the time? Is it 1, Smilex cakes, 2, mushroom root, 3, dino dropping souffle, yeah, 4, brontosaurus eggs? Correct answer, you got it. Smilex cakes. You know what Smilex cakes are? It was a root. Really, it's a root. Holly would have to like grind it, and I think the name would have been better if they'd call it like Smilaxative cakes. If I don't need to explain it, do I? All right, let's move on. 17. Spencer Milligan, who we cannot find. Spencer, if you're out there, please call us. We miss you. Okay, Dad? Jeez. Spencer Milligan left the show to appear later in an episode of what? We're just talking one episode here. So here we go. Was it 1? This is going to be so tricky. Spencer for Hire. 2, Mulligan Stew. 3, The Marshall Chronicles. Or 4, The Bionic Woman. You got it right. We couldn't fool you, huh? We tried to trick you. We tried to trick you with Spencer for Hire, Mulligan Stew, and the Marshall Chronicles, but no, you got it right. It is the Bionic Woman. Spencer did appear in one of the episodes of the Bionic Woman. So let's move on to question number 18. What is the name of the street Rick Marshall grew up on? See, Spencer, these are a lot of questions about you. If you were here, you could actually answer them for us, but no, you don't call, you don't write, you don't send anything. I didn't get a Christmas card? What the heck? Here we go. What is the name of the street Rick Marshall grew up on? Is it 1, Windover, 2, Sterncrest Drive, 3, 24th Street, or 4, Ford Street? Good going. You got it right. Answer was 4, Ford Street. Now, if you remember in the episode The Czar and Sharon, remember the robot girl that blows up at the end? Brooke was her real name. She actually was on. Good going. You got it right. Answer was 4, Ford Street. Now, if you remember in the episode The Czar and Sharon, remember the robot girl that blows up at the end? Brooke was her real name. She actually was on Days of Our Lives. When I was on Days of Our Lives, when they're reminiscing, Rick Marshall actually tells her that he lived on Ford Street, and I think she actually remembers it. So let's move on. Good going. I'm pretty impressed if you got that one. Number 19. In the episode Blackout, what Sleestack custom allows Rick Marshall to enter the Library of the Skulls without fear of being attacked? What is the Sleestack custom that allows my dad, Rick, to enter the Library of Skulls without fear of being attacked? Is it 1, the smoke of ignorance, 2, Altrusian Grace, 3, Night of 1,000 Skulls, and 4, TB Shvat? TB...
Tu B'Shvat.
What is that again?
Tu B'Shvat.
Tu B'Shvat.
Tu B'Shvat.
Now don't let that influence your voting at all, the fact that I don't know how to say it, okay? Just forget. Tu B'Shvat. Tu
B'Shvat.
Tu B'Shvat. Okay, here we go. Good luck. That was correct. Number 2, Altrusian Grace. You know, one of the things I really love about Land of the Lost, all kidding aside, is the science fiction. Some of the best science fiction writing. And this is one of the concepts that really appeals to me. In Blackout, it explains that anybody who's ever helped a Sleestack is permitted to ask one question in the Library of Skulls. And Altrusian Grace means that the Sleestacks, the green Sleestacks, are not allowed to hurt that person, that they're given sort of a get-out-of-jail-free card, basically. I love this. I love this about the science fiction writers. It's a really great concept. So congratulations on getting it.
Tu B'Shvat.
Jeez. You know what? You give a cameraman a little airtime, and all they want to do is stretch it out. He doesn't have a life, guys. You know, he has no life. So if you're at home and you want to send an email, send it to the cameraman in care of the DVD of Land of the Lost. And this poor sad man. Tu B'Shvat to you. That means get a life. All right, moving on. Question number 20. Who writes Holly Don't in the sand outside the time-traveling pylon in the episode Pylon Express? Who writes Holly Don't? Is it 1, Rick, 2, Will, 3, Ronnie, or 4, nobody knows? Good going. I'm impressed. Okay, the answer was number 4, nobody knows. I thought we tricked you out a little bit, but no, you got us. You're smart. So at the end of that episode, it was never answered. We never found out who wrote Holly Don't. So the show's not being written anymore. I don't have a job. Hopefully one day they'll have a reunion show. Hopefully they'll get us all back. Of course, we'll be very anxious. Won't be able to make it to High Bluff. It'll be, hey, Dad, lower the elevator. Holly will be the only one that can run up and down the up and down those rock staircase. Anyway, thank you so much for watching season 2 of Land of the Lost. We had a blast making it. I'm telling you, it was one of the greatest times I ever had making a show. Miss the cast and characters. One of the greatest things about doing these DVDs is I get to reunite with some of the people I haven't seen for a long time, like Kathy and Phillip. Spencer, where are you? Call me. Anyway, thank you very much. We look forward to season number 3. So stay tuned. We've got a lot of surprises ahead for you.